My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Hocus Pocus 2. Now, if you saw my review for the first movie that came out a few days ago, you'd know that I didn't like it. I never grew up with it, and I just don't think it's a good movie. So I had zero expectations for the sequel, but maybe it could surprise me. But yeah, no, it didn't. This movie is worse than the first one in every single way because even though I really don't like that first movie, I'll give credit where credit is due. The first act is pretty decent and I like the practical effects in that movie, but this one just has that really clean and polished look that too many movies nowadays have, and it doesn't work. It takes me out of it. It just feels like I'm watching a movie. And then all the fancy new special effects, they got rid of the little charm the first movie had. Like, I love it when they're in the graveyard in the first movie and Billy Butcherson's rising up and the ground is green and his hand pops up. There's style there, but this movie just looks way too clean, way too polished, and there's not an ounce of style or personality in the direction. I think it's directed by Anne Fletcher. I should double check that. Yes, it's Anne Fletcher, and I think she does a really bad job here. And on top of that, I think all the performances are really bad. Bette Midler, I've never liked as this character. She's just too over the top and goofy, and that's the case here. Sarah Jessica Parker, I actually didn't mind in the first movie, but I thought she was much weaker here. You've got Kathy Najimy, who I didn't think was good in this movie either, so there's that. And then the new characters of Whitney Peck, Belissa Ikusubiud, and Lila Cockington, and Frog Gottfriedus. I mispronounced all of those names, but none of them stand out in any way. None of them have distinct personalities or anything about them that allows them to stand out. They're as boring and as flat as characters as they come. You've also got Doug Jones coming back, who I like as an actor, but I think this is easily his worst performance yet. Then you've got Sam Richardson, who I don't think this guy's funny, and I think he's terrible in this movie. Like, his entire character is written so inconsistently, but he just comes across as so goofy and so over the top, and it just doesn't work for me in any way. So I don't like any of the performances, and it just feels like a rehash of the first movie. Plot beat by plot beat, just more of the same. You know, there's even a scene in the middle of the movie where she courses all the townspeople to a dance, and it's just like, oh my goodness, like, I just hate these kind of sequels. Sequels that's just like, oh, you liked this dancing scene from the first movie? Well, we'll give you that dancing scene again. It's like, why? Like, can't you come up with something new? Can't you? Because it's just really lazy if you ask me. There was also a bunch of jokes that the movie takes place in modern day. So they're like, oh, automatic doors? How powerful. It's just like jokes we've heard a billion times by this point. There's nothing that feels new or fresh about them. And I also found the writing to be particularly awful in the very end of this movie because, okay, slight spoiler warning, but you've got these three evil witches who have been sucking the souls out of kids. They have been killing kids. Like, that is a truly horrendous act. But they kind of try to make you feel sympathy for them at the end. And it's just like, why would you do that? Like, I don't think they're fun characters or anything, but they're these over-the-top evil witches. Just go with that. You don't have to humanize every single character in a movie like this particularly. You just don't need to do that. Like, they're doing it with Maleficent. She's good now. I love Cruella, but they did it with Cruella, and now they're doing it here. So is that just what they're going to do here from now on? Like, I'm just not interested in that, and it just feels very forced to everything set up beforehand. So I don't like that. And this is an issue I have with this movie that I feel like lots of people aren't going to comment on, and lots of people won't like the fact that I'm pointing it out, but I do not like the fact that there are drag queens in a kids movie. It's not appropriate, it's not okay, and I don't care that there's witchcraft and zombies in a kids movie. I don't care about that stuff, but I draw the line at drag queens, and I'm saying all of that completely unironically. I'm just tired of this trend in modern day society, and I could go on a giant rant right now, but people are getting conditioned to accept it when they shouldn't. It's a mockery of women and just portraying them like caricatures. Like, it's no different than blackface is to black people as drag queens are to women. It's just disgusting and I hate it, and it should not be in kids' movies. Not at all. I know it's just a small scene. I did not like it. But look, as someone who didn't like the original, this movie still manages to be worse in every way. It has way too clean and polished of a look to it. It has zero style. The performances just don't work for me in any way, especially Sam Richardson. The writing is incredibly bad. The movie's never funny. And I even said in my review for the first movie that it could be seen as a gateway to horror movies for lots of people, and I don't even get that from this sequel. It feels very tame, a lot more kid friendly. So those are my thoughts on all this movie. It's not good. If you like the first one, you might like this one. I don't like the first movie, and I really hated this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and give Hocus Pocus 2 a 2 out of 10. So did you see Hocus Pocus 2? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. Stay tuned for some more videos soon. And Gavin, out.